Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. Guys, after Elbaf, when Luffy already has Conqueror's Haki splitting the sky and Gear 5th mastered like a second skin, Silver's Rayleigh is gonna show up again to give him the final training, to show in practice the difference between the student's power and the master's power, and to prepare the kid to cut what even Roger never cut. And the whole manga has already paved the road for this to happen, in a way nobody will ever forget. First reason nobody can deny, Rayleigh never finished the job. During the 2 years on Rusukaina, chapters 597 to 603, he taught Luffy the basics of Haki, showed him basic armament, gave him notions of conquerors, but always made it clear the kid was still raw. He even said, "You'll need more than this to face the new world." Luffy left that island strong, but Rayleigh knew real power only comes from war. Now Luffy's been through Dressrosa, Whole Cake, Wano, and Egghead. He awakened the sun god fruit. He made the whole world hear the truth of the Void Century. The student grew up. The master can feel it from afar. Second reason, Rayleigh is alive and keeping up with everything. In chapter 1059, he shows up on Amazon Lily, stops Blackbeard from taking Hancock, cuts his ship in half, and calmly says, "I still have a score to settle with you, Teach." In chapter 1081, he's on the island with Sheki, reading the newspaper, seeing Luffy's 3 billion bounty poster, smiling a little. The man didn't retire. He's waiting for the moment Luffy needs that final push, exactly like what happened with Roger before the last voyage. Third reason, Luffy's Conqueror's Haki is insane, but it still needs polish. In Marineford, he knocked out 50,000 without meaning to. In Wano, he cut Kaido without touching him. In Egghead, he made Kizaru hesitate, but it's still pure explosive willpower, joy mixed with anger. Rayleigh, on the other hand, in chapter 1059, cuts a Yonko ship without sweating, without noise, just with presence. He controls the king's Haki the way Roger did. Deadly silence, loud precision. Luffy needs exactly that calm, that ability to decide who falls and who stays standing with a single look. Fourth reason, Elbaf is the perfect place for their reunion. Island of giants, warriors, legends. Rayleigh trained Luffy once on an isolated island. Doing it again on Elbaf, with Luffy already a Yonko, already awakened as Nika, already carrying the weight of the world. Is Oda closing the cycle? The master appears when the student is ready for the last step. And Luffy is fifth reason, Luffy himself has shown he misses the old man. In chapter 1065, he remembers training on Rusukaina when he sees Kuma's Seraphim. In chapter 1100, he talks about Rayleigh with the respect of a student toward his master. The manga has drawn that bond too strongly to be ignored. When Luffy leaves Elbaf stronger, with the sword of the sun in his hand, with Zoro's Ashura shining beside him, Rayleigh will feel the kid's Haki from afar and will appear because he knows the final war doesn't accept amateurs. Sixth reason, Rayleigh is the last one who saw Roger at his peak. He knows what it takes to truly be Pirate King. He knows what Roger did with Conqueror's Haki that Luffy still hasn't done. He knows how to split the sky without needing to, how to silence the sea, how to turn willpower into a blade that cuts across continents. And he's going to teach that to Luffy because Roger died before passing everything down, and Rayleigh swore the dream doesn't die with the dream. Seventh reason, Oda loves closing cycles. Garp trained Luffy as a kid. Rayleigh trained Luffy as a teenager. Now, adult Luffy, Yonko Luffy, awakened Nika Luffy needs the last push from the man who trained the former Pirate King. The training won't be 2 years. It will be short, intense, definitive, because Luffy already has the power. He just needs the control Rayleigh has kept in his chest since the day Roger laughed on the gallows. Rayleigh won't show up with fanfare. He'll appear on an isolated island after Elbaf, when Luffy already has Gear 5th as a second skin, Conqueror's Haki, knocking out giants without him noticing, and the weight of the world on his back after seeing the murals of Nika and learning from the giants that the sun has always been more than light. The old man will be there, sitting on a rock, looking at the sea with Shaki beside him serving tea. Luffy will feel his Haki from afar, stop the sunny, jump onto the beach, and say with his usual smile, "Hey, old man, you came to train me?" Rayleigh will smirk, stand up slowly, look at the kid he trained for 2 years and say, "You've grown, Luffy. Now let's see the difference between what you are and what Roger was." The training won't be 2 years again. It will be short, intense, because Luffy already has the power. He just needs the refinement Rayleigh kept since the last time he saw Roger split the sky. The old man will tell Luffy to unleash the strongest Conqueror's Haki he can. Luffy unleashes it. The sky trembles, the sea dips, birds faint miles away. Rayleigh doesn't even blink. He only says, "Pretty, now do it," without touching the ground. Luffy tries, fails, tries again. Rayleigh demonstrates he unleashes his own king's Haki, and the air gets heavy heavy, but the ground doesn't move. The old man explains, Roger didn't need to break the ground to show strength. He broke the will of whoever stood on it. Luffy understands, tries again, and succeeds. His Haki hangs suspended dense, touching nothing. Rayleigh nods. The next step is invisible infusion. Rayleigh grabs a leaf and tells Luffy to coat it in King's Haki. Luffy coats it. The leaf cracks. Rayleigh shakes his head. He grabs another leaf, touches it with one finger, and it turns to dust without a sound. Just pure will entering the material and destroying it from within. Luffy tries, fails. Tries 1,000 times. Rayleigh tells stories about Roger while he does it. How he cut a ship in half without touching it. How he made Garp back off with a single look. How he split the sky in God Valley. At the end of the day, Luffy manages to turn a stone into dust just by staring at it. Rayleigh pats him on the back. Roger didn't hit. He decided. Day 3 is the cut that doesn't need a sword. Rayleigh stands with his back turned and tells Luffy to attack him with everything he's got. Full gear 5th, giant fist. King's Haki exploding. Luffy attacks. Rayleigh dodges without moving, just with presence. Every blow stops in the air, as if the space itself turned into a wall. Rayleigh speaks in the middle of the onslaught. Roger didn't let someone else claim space. He claimed it first. Luffy attacks all day. In the end, exhausted, he falls, sitting down. Rayleigh sits beside him, opens a bottle of sake, and offers it. You're already stronger than I was at your age. All that's left is understanding that the King's Haki isn't for showing off. It's for ending things. The 4th day is the deadly silence. Rayleigh tells Luffy to stand up and unleash his King's Haki with no sound, no wind, just pure pressure. Luffy tries, he fails. Rayleigh demonstrates, he releases his own Haki, and the air gets so heavy, Luffy feels his chest tighten, but nothing moves. The old man explains, Roger could make the world go silent without raising his voice. You make the world laugh. Learn to do both. Luffy tries until nightfall. When he finally pulls it off, Rayleigh smiles. Now you get it. A conqueror doesn't need to win. He just needs the other guy to know he lost. The 5th day is long distance infusion. Rayleigh stands still and tells Luffy to attack a rock 100 meters away. Luffy attacks. Rayleigh cuts the air with his sword and the strike travels straight through the rock, slicing it cleanly without touching it. Luffy tries, fails. Tries until sunrise. Rayleigh shares more stories about Roger, how he cut a ship on the horizon, how he made Whitebeard stop with willpower alone. In the end, Luffy cuts a tree 50 meters away just by looking. Rayleigh laughs. Now, you can cut whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. The 6th day is judgment. Rayleigh stands tall and tells Luffy to attack with everything he has. Luffy attacks. Rayleigh releases his King's Haki, and Luffy feels the weight of every mistake he's ever made. Feels the certainty that there's no turning back. The old man says, Roger judged before he cut. You laugh before you hit. Learn to judge. Luffy tries, fails. Tries until his nose bleeds. When he gets it right, Rayleigh nods. Now you're the conqueror Roger wanted you to become. The 7th day is the last. Rayleigh stands in the middle of the clearing, draws his sword and says, now attack me for real. If I unsheathe the blade, you lose. Luffy goes full gear 5th. White hair, glowing eyes, King's Haki so dense the ground sinks. He attacks. Rayleigh doesn't draw. He just stands there, dodging with tiny steps, stopping punches with a finger, looking Luffy straight in the eyes. And he says calmly, while dodging, you're already stronger than I was at your age. All that's left is understanding that King's Haki isn't about winning. It's about deciding who wins. Luffy attacks harder. Rayleigh smiles, takes one step forward, and releases his own King's Haki no shout, no noise. The sky splits in half. Luffy falls to his knees, not from pain, but from respect. Rayleigh sheathes his sword, places a hand on Luffy's shoulder, and says, Roger's final lesson. A true conqueror doesn't need to win. He just needs the other to know they lost. The training ends there. Rayleigh hands Luffy a bottle of sake, drinks with him while they sit on the grass, and speaks softly. Roger died laughing because he knew someone would finish what he started. I waited 30 years to find that someone. It's you. Luffy drinks, wipes his mouth on his sleeve, and gives the calmest smile he's ever given. Thanks, old man. Rayleigh stands, puts the hat back on Luffy's head, and turns away. Now go! The world's waiting for the new king. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.